The wonderful world of Scottish mythology is home to brave heroes, captivating fairies, and ancient mysteries. With its misty highlands, rugged coastlines, and ancient castles, Scotland is a land steeped in myths and legends. For centuries, these stories have been passed down through generations, blending history, folklore, and the supernatural. Today, we're diving into 8 of the most fascinating legends from Scottish mythology. Tales of giants, shapeshifters, death omens, and haunted castles that continue to captivate our imaginations. Keep watching to learn about these fascinating legends. Number 1. The Winter Hag. Our first legend revolves around one of the most iconic figures in Scottish mythology, the Winter Hag. She is the personification of winter itself, a fearsome old woman who brings cold winds, ice, and snow. According to legend, she is responsible not only for Scotland's harsh winters, but also for its rugged landscape. With her staff, she could strike the ground and create the hills, mountains, and lochs that make Scotland's landscape iconic. Unlike many deities, the Winter Hag is neither entirely good nor evil. She simply embodied the winter, including its harshness. According to lore, she would walk the land during the colder months, her power growing as the days shortened. In her hand, she held a great hammer, which she used to frost the ground and freeze rivers. But the Winter Hag's reign was not eternal. Each year she would give way to a deity named Bridget, the goddess of spring, allowing life to bloom once more. The Winter Hag story speaks to the importance of balance. While winter can be a harsh and unforgiving season, it's also essential. The cycle of death and rebirth is symbolized in her tale, offering a reminder that even in the coldest times, there is always the promise of spring. Number 2. The Giants. We have all heard of giants. From Norse mythology to pop culture, they are often featured in our storytelling. However, the giants in Scottish mythology come with a unique set of stories and myths. One of the most famous tales of giants is about a rivalry between 2 towering beings, Bena and Finn McCool. Bena was a Scottish giant, and Finn McCool was an Irish giant. In the legend, Finn challenged Bena to a fight. The sea between Scotland and Ireland separated the 2 giants. To cross it, Finn built a bridge out of massive stones. However, when he crossed the bridge and saw the sheer size of Bena, Finn realized how outmatched he was. To avoid the battle, Finn's wife disguised Finn as a baby. When Bena saw the giant baby, who was actually Finn in disguise, he fled, assuming that Finn must be even more massive than his giant offspring. Although the 2 giants never met face to face, the bridge Finn built remains one of Scotland's most famous geological landmarks, Giant's Causeway. Giants also appear in many local legends, and many parts of Scotland have a legendary giant of their own. Giants were not only seen as strong and brutish, but also as connected to the natural world, with some legends crediting them with creating Scotland's distinctive mountains and valleys. Number 3. William Wallace. Our next legend is interesting because although William Wallace is a larger-than-life character in Scottish mythology, he's also a historical figure. Born in the 13th century, many celebrate William Wallace as a crucial figure in Scotland's struggle for independence from England. His status has grown over the centuries, particularly following the popularization of his story in the film Braveheart. However, the real Wallace was even more extraordinary than the cinematic version. Wallace was known for his guerrilla tactics and remarkable bravery in the face of overwhelming odds. He led successful raids against English forces, most notably his victory at the Battle of Stirling Bridge in 1297, where he defeated the English army despite being vastly outnumbered. Despite his eventual capture and execution, Wallace's spirit of defiance lives on in Scottish folklore. Much like King Arthur in England, storytellers have embellished his legend over time, with some accounts claiming he had supernatural strength and could inspire courage in anyone who fought alongside him. Some stories claim Wallace's sword was so large that only a giant could have wielded it. Despite some embellishments, William Wallace is still a legendary part of Scottish history, blurring the line between history and myth. Number 4. Haunted castles. Alongside its legendary figures, Scotland is also famous for its haunted castles, home to ghost stories and supernatural events. One of its most infamous is Edinburgh Castle, where many reported sightings of shadowy figures, unexplained noises, and even apparitions of long-dead soldiers. The Piper of Edinburgh, who vanished while exploring the underground passages beneath the fortress, purportedly haunts the castle. To this day, visitors claim to hear his eerie tunes echoing through the castle halls. However, Edinburgh Castle is just one of many haunted locations. Glamis Castle, situated in the Angus region of Scotland, is arguably even more notorious for its haunted history. Legend claims that Earl Beardy, a 15th century nobleman, was condemned to play cards with the devil for eternity. Visitors have reported hearing the clatter of dice and cards in an empty room, accompanied by the feeling of a cold, ghostly presence. That's not the only supernatural story local to the area. Glamis is also home to the legend of the Monster of Glamis, a deformed child whose noble family allegedly kept him hidden for years. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, these stories add an extra layer of intrigue to Scotland's rich history. Number 5. Selkies. Our fifth legend brings us to the mysterious Selkies, mythical creatures that can transform from seals into humans. The legends of the Selkies are primarily from the Orkney and Shetland Islands, where locals have passed down their legends for centuries. According to the tales, Selkies shed their sealskins to become human, usually to come ashore and dance on the beach under the moonlight. However, they must hide their skins carefully, because if a human finds the skin, the Selkie will be unable to return to the sea. One of the most famous Selkie legends tells of a fisherman who discovers a Selkie skin and hides it away. He forces the Selkie, now in her human form, to become his wife and start a family with him. Despite a growing fondness for the man and their family, the Selkie longs to return to the sea. Eventually, she finds her hidden skin and immediately transforms back into a seal, leaving her human life behind forever. This bittersweet story involves themes of freedom, captivity, and longing, all common elements in Scottish folklore. The Selkie stories most likely originate from ancient seafaring cultures, which revered the sea and its creatures. Some believe that these myths might have arisen as explanations for unexplained drownings or disappearances at sea. Others speculate that the ancient Scots' early encounters with people from faraway lands who wore animal skins influenced these stories. Whatever their origins, Selkies continue to inspire stories of transformation and the delicate balance between humanity and nature. Number 6. The Blue Men of the Minch. Keeping with the theme of mythological sea creatures, the Blue Men of the Minch are a fascinating example of Scotland's aquatic myths. These mysterious blue-skinned creatures are said to live in the waters between the Scottish mainland and the Isle of Lewis, an area known as the Minch. These sea-dwelling beings are one of Scotland's unusual legends. According to the legend, the Blue Men are trickers who challenge sailors with riddles. If the sailors fail to answer correctly, the Blue Men summon storms to capsize their boats. Some stories even suggest that the Blue Men might have been fallen angels or survivors of Atlantis. While they are less well known than Selkies or Kelpies, the Blue Men of the Minch add an element of danger and unpredictability to Scotland's already treacherous seas. Regardless of their origin, the Blue Men remind us of the dangers of the sea and the power of storytelling. Their legends also speak to the deep connection between the people of Scotland and the sea, and the treacherous conditions that sailors often faced in the waters around the Scottish coast. Number 7. The Bena. Next, we turn to a more chilling figure, the Bena, also known as the Scottish Banshee. Her name translates to washerwoman, and she is said to be the harbinger of death in Scottish folklore. According to legend, the Bena appears as a woman washing blood-stained clothes by the side of a river or stream. The clothes belong to individuals about to die, and her presence warns of their impending doom. Her wailing is an omen that death is near. She is similar to the Irish Banshee, but has her own distinct presence in Scottish mythology. Unlike the Banshee of Irish mythology, which is typically a ghostly figure wailing for the dead, the Bena is portrayed as more of a physical being, although she does have supernatural qualities. Mythology describes her as having a hag-like appearance with one tooth, one nostril, and webbed feet. If you encounter her and are brave enough to speak to her, legend says that she will reveal the name of the person whose death she foretells. In some versions of her legend, she may even grant you a wish. The Bena is said to be the ghost of a woman who died in childbirth, cursed to clean the clothes of the dead until her life cycle is complete. Her eerie image has long haunted the Scottish imagination, a symbol of death that none can escape. According to some versions of her story, she represents fate itself. Once she is seen washing someone's garments, that person's death cannot be avoided. However, despite her grim associations, she is not malicious. She is simply carrying out the will of destiny. Because of the morbidity that surrounds her, the Bena is one of the most haunting figures in Scottish mythology, representing the fact that death is an inescapable part of life. Number 8. Sacred Sites and Curses. Finally, we end our journey with some of Scotland's sacred sites, where mystery, myth, and the supernatural intertwine. From the mysterious Callanish stones on the Isle of Lewis to the legendary Loch Ness, many believe these sites hold mystical power. One of Scotland's most famous sacred sites is the Callanish stones on the Isle of Lewis in the Outer Hebrides. These standing stones are older than Stonehenge and have been the subject of countless legends. Some believe the rocks were once giants turned to stone by a powerful druid. Others claim that ancient peoples erected them to align with the stars and celebrate astronomical events. Yet another version of their story portrays them as a meeting place for fairies, and according to those tales, those who visit the site at certain times of the year may encounter supernatural beings. Another legendary site is Loch Ness. While many know it for its mythical monster, it is also renowned for the witchcraft and dark magic linked to it. Over the years, the castle, the loch, and their surrounding lands have been the subject of numerous supernatural events. From sightings of ghostly armies to strange lights in the sky, Loch Ness holds an allure that goes far beyond the famed monster Nessie and extends into the realm of the mythical. Even today, these sites are revered not only for their historical importance, but for the powerful myths that surround them. How would you like to get a deeper understanding of history, impress your friends, and predict the future more accurately based on past events? If this sounds like something you might be into, then check out the brand new Captivating History Book Club by clicking the first link in the description. To learn more about Scotland and its mythology, check out the book Scottish Mythology, Enthralling Myths, Folktales, and Legends from Scotland. It's available as an ebook, paperback, and audiobook. Also, grab your free Mythology Bundle ebook while it's still available. All links are in the description. If you found the video captivating, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.